San Francisco, 1855. The undisputed leader of America's New West, hammering the shape of empire, where a marshal's life, opposing the corruption of ruthless ambitions, was sometimes worth less than a pinch of gold dust. 100 barrels of human merchandise. Only this time, I propose to turn the cargo into a total loss to the importer. One on each. Snyder, get that body, see if you can identify it. Yes, sir. Let's get moving.
The Californians.
California, I've come to live where life is best. In the Golden West, I'm gonna strike it rich in California. California.
Shanghai Clipper. American registry, all right.
Who's the owner?
Benjamin Bowden, civic leader, influential citizen.
Mr. Bowden, smuggling aliens?
Well, I can't be positive. The Shanghai Clipper is in charter, and Bowden, as the owner, had nothing to do with the voyage, so it's also possible he had nothing to do with the way the ship was used.
Well, a charter is something an owner could hide behind if he wanted to.
Oh. Argyle Trading Company, E.M. Travers.
Now, that could be a dummy.
Yes, but there is such a company. Bowden has 2 other ships also in charter of the Argyle Trading Company. They're located on 18 Front Street. I think I'll just have a little look.
If you believe a man of Mr. Bowden's importance is part and parcel to a conspiracy, what'll you do?
Then I'll get in touch with Lee Singh, ship's chandler. Tell him I want the Shanghai Clipper revictualed. Provisions for officers' crew and 100 passenger guests. And remind him not to stint on the rice wine. The passengers have an uncommon fondness for it.
How can you afford rice wine? The city already owes us a month's wages.
Oh, I'm not paying for it.
Well, then, who is?
He doesn't know it yet, but Mr. Bowden is.
You, bring another glass. But water, not thimble size, and a full bottle. And a deck of cards, and make it fast. I'm in a fearful thirst.
Yes, sir, Captain.
Here now, just because you're the cap that I am, and you such a face.
I ain't opened my mouth yet.
Well, consider that a warning. We're in trouble, boys. Bad trouble. Enough to make a man of my caliber forget his tiffin.
You've seen this here, Marshal?
Yeah, that I have. And in the basement of his jail, there's 100 barrels of our cargo sitting idle, scratching their yellow heathen hides. At $400 a head, we stand to lose $40,000. Not to mention time out of pocket.
And not to mention Mr. Travers, who will sack the bloomin' lot of us for this. Yeah, worse luck, we'll be known as those bloomin' bunglers. Brought themselves a right cargo all the way from Shanghai, only to hand it straight over to the marshal waiting on the dock. Here. Who'll offer the likes of us a ship's berth again, eh?
And the third mate dead.
He was a fool. He should never have fired on the marshal.
Not a fool.
No? Perhaps the silly blighter's merely recuperating at the bottom of the bay?
What I mean is he should have been a better shot. Our cargo is here, anxious to buy up its freedom. And standing between us and our property is just one man, the marshal. I say we kill him. Come.
Yes, gentlemen. Glass, bottle, and pack of cards. Will there be anything else?
Yes, bring another bottle. You heard me. The time you'll bank, that'll be consumed. Come on, crack it now.
Yes, sir.
So saying, we cut the cards. I, ma'am, will have the honor of finishing off the marshal.
What if the marshal don't altogether see it that way?
He won't know any different.
What I hear, he's walking around nicely. And anyone that has any idea to the contrary will be snugly tucked 6 feet under.
Well, I'll think of something. When I do, it'll be fair dinkum. You, matey, first cut.
I don't care if it's all over town. I'm going to confiscate that cargo.
Don't you want to get along with anyone?
Yes, you. So to settle everything, why don't we simply get married?
Oh, be serious, Matt. Why make an example of Mr. Bowden?
I didn't just think of marriage this moment, you know.
Well, it's the wrong moment. Mr. Bowden is only one of a number of ship owners engaged in smuggling aliens.
This light makes your hair look just beautiful.
Oh, stop it, Matt. For all you know, Mr. Bowden could be completely innocent. Why don't you live and let live?
That's exactly what I'm asking you to do. Come live with me. I'll buy a suitable engagement ring. We'll have the best ceremony San Francisco ever saw.
Well, the ceremony you're insisting upon almost happened at the dock tonight. What if that man had killed you?
Wilma, will you marry me?
I will not marry you, Matt. I'd be a widow before I was a wife. Look, this is a rough, brawling town. Whenever there's trouble, and when isn't there, you're always in the middle of it. I'd never know whether you'd be coming home or whether someone would come to notify me. And I couldn't stand that, Matt. Oh, you used to be an honest, respectable gambler. Why don't you go back to it? It's safer. Then we could talk marriage.
Miss Gansler, they said the marshal might be here.
Yes, come in.
What is it, Willie?
3 men. One a captain, the other 2 mates. Australian they are, sir.
What have they done?
It's what they're going to do. They cut cards to see who was to kill you.
Matt!
Now, wait. Who are they?
I don't know, sir.
What ship?
I didn't hear that either, sir. But they're rough men, big. The kind that would smash a whiskey bottle and slash my throat. I had to be very careful.
Do you know which one is supposed to kill me?
And they were all laughing so much at whoever it was who cut their high card, sir.
Laughing?
Did you hear how or when it's to be done?
I was afraid to listen any further.
Thanks, Willie.
Oh, not at all, Marshal. Mrs. Gansler?
Is he dead?
Yes. You know, that was probably meant for me.
Now can you see what I meant, Matt? I've been in love with you for over a year. But no marriage with you could be fair to any woman.
Howdy. I'm City Marshal Wayne. Is Mr. Bowden in, please?
You're a cop. It's the side door you'll use, calling upon the laird.
What was that?
A cop, sir, and at the front door, no less, as big as you please. A marshal something.
A marshal?
Have I put my foot in it?
In America, Ellen, the marshals always come to the front door. Open it quickly, please.
Yes, sir.
Come in, Marshal.
I humbly request your pardon, sir. It's a new custom, the cop at the front door.
She means new to her, Marshal.
Aye, I'm fresh over from Killycranky and terrible green yet.
I'll forgive you this once.
Thank you, sir.
Won't you come in, Marshal? Sit down, Marshal.
I better accept this before telling you my business. Afterward, you may be less cordial.
Terrible thing, this smuggling. On my own ship. I can assure you, Marshal, I shall never charter these people again.
I know you won't. After you hear the penalty to be imposed.
They deserve what you give them. Together with the loss of the cargo, also the forfeiture of the charter money.
They certainly do. But what do you forfeit, Mr. Bowden?
I had nothing to do with it.
This time you will, I'm afraid.
I don't understand.
I'm putting a captain aboard the Shanghai Clipper, responsible only to me. I'm provisioning the ship and returning the aliens to their homeland.
Rather an expensive gesture, isn't it, Marshal?
You're paying for it.
I am?
The Shanghai Clipper is now the lawful prize of the Marshal's office. To get it back, you'll have to pay for the voyage. Otherwise, I'll have to put it on the block to the highest bidder.
Rather unusual procedure. I'm not quite...
Consult your attorneys by all means. They'll find the same seizure and prizes authorities I looked up. Same law books.
Yes, of course. Marshal, I will not oppose you.
Thank you, Mr. Bowden.
However, since I am the innocent party and with a standing in this community of which I am justly
I know,
proud,
sir.
I only ask that you publicly declare that I willingly offer my fullest cooperation as an example to others.
You make out the statement, I'll sign it. Turned over the newspapers. I have no wish to compromise your personal reputation.
Thank you. I only hope that through this plan, the wretched traffic in human beings will be ended once and for all.
Yes, sir.
Ellen, you show the marshal out, please.
Yes, sir.
Good day, sir.
Good day, Marshal.
If I may say so, sir, I didn't mean any disrespect saying cop instead of marshal.
Oh?
It's simply an old Scottish term meaning constable on patrol.
Constable on patrol. I always wondered where the word cop came from.
From the Scots. But, of course, the English are claiming credit.
Oh, of course. You're from Killy, what was it?
Killycranky. It's a wee village of no consequence, except it lies within short spitting distance of Loch Argyll, which is a bonny place.
Argyll. What did you say your name was?
Ellen.
Ellen what?
Ellen Mary.
Ellen Mary what?
Ellen Mary Travers.
It's impossible.
Sir, are you making sport of me? If you are, I'll hae you know I'm to be a proud citizen. Mr. Bowden himself is sending me to grown-up school to learn the reading and writing.
So you're E.M. Travers, the mysterious Argyll Trading Company.
Oh, whatever has come over the man, asking the mouthful of nonsense.
Ellie, I could kiss you.
Aye, but you didn't.
You'll have no chance shooting it out with this marshal, unless by surprise advantage, such as being where he'd never expect an assassin to be.
Yeah, but where's that?
In his own jail.
Governor, you're a fair dinkum. How do you like that? In his own jail, I am.
God blimey, there'll be no moving problem to worry about if, anything goes wrong.
Wrong? We'll give him a proper burial at sea. That's what we'll do.
Another visit from the Marshal so soon.
There are two things I'd appreciate you doing for me, Wilma.
All right, provided they're not within reason. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I've found E.M. Travers.
The Argyll Trading Company? Who is he?
Not he, she. An innocent little Scottish immigrant girl. She's working as a servant in the Bowden household.
A servant?
A dummy company behind which Mr. Bowden can operate his ships without the slightest loss of control.
But how could she be innocent? They had to draw up an agreement. You said you have the charter records in your office.
That's what I want you to help me find out. See, Mr. Bowden is sending her to school in the afternoon. How much education he wants her to have, I don't know.
Just enough to sign her name.
The school is on Market and Geary. Would you go and bring her back here? I'll be back in an hour to question her. That's a good girl.
Oh, wait a minute. You said there were two things. An engagement ring. Matt, I firmly told you...
I didn't ask you to wear it. I just, you know, thought you might want to hold it for a while.
You've been a bit generous with the rice and salt pork, I should think. Still, you know your passengers' palates better than I.
Your papers, Captain.
Thank you, Marshal. If there are no further instructions, I shall prepare my ship for sailing with the tide tonight.
Good. I'll be along later with your passengers.
Until later, then.
An excellent man, this captain.
There's never any trouble aboard any ship he commands. Or do you have some reservations about that?
No, sir. But sometimes the other officers, the mates, are less considerate of passengers of this nature. If there should be an incident...
Captain Keith rules a tight ship. There are no incidents when he walks the quarterdeck.
I am relieved to know this, Marshal.
Hands off! Hands off me person, I say! You Blokes want me to lose my ruddy temper.
Drunk and disorderly, sir, with intent to remove an entire saloon piece by piece.
Who's drunk? Who is? I put it to you. Who's drunk? Why, I ain't had scarcely more than 2 bottles.
Search him.
We have. He's unarmed, sir.
I will lock him up and let him sleep it off. All right.
Sleep it off. Sleep it off, he says. What a waste.
Come on.
What financial loss? You'll hear from my solicitors, you will. You'll hear from them.
I will see to the loading of the provisions, Marshal.
Now, here are the charter papers, Ellen.
Ach, it cannot be so, Marshal Wayne. I am not a charter person. I wouldn't have had the least idea how to go about the smuggling.
But you signed these, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Then these are not your signatures?
I believe that. I can tell by the beginning flourish. I start off bold as a fire horse, dashing to the smoking ruin, who then decides it's too late, so gives up. It's the best I've been learning so far.
How much can you read, Ellen?
Not. They constantly bunch the words too close together in the printing.
Did Mr. Bowden bring you these?
No. It was the letterman come to the door with a fine big envelope and told me it's the application for my citizenship. For me, I says. Aye, he says, and let me be the first to welcome you and your red hair into the fold.
But how did Mr. Bowden know about the papers, then?
Oh, he witnessed my signing in the study.
Then he mailed them back for you.
I presume so. He put them in the desk for the moment.
The old switch game, hmm?
Ellen, I know you can't read yet, but is there some way that you could identify those naturalization papers the letterman brought you?
Aye. A grand seal there was, up top.
Good. Now, here's what I want you to do.
Now then, gentlemen, the Shanghai Clipper, as you know, sails westward tonight at high tide. Aboard will be our valuable deadweight cargo, presumably being returned to the Orient.
Which hurts my deep sense of propriety, sir.
And mine, too. But sailing eastward, and mind this, is the Orient Clipper, 3 days out of Hawaii with another profitable cargo.
Here.
Now, what I have in mind is that after our captain is put aboard secretly the Shanghai Clipper tonight, you three will regain command of the ship. and thereafter rendezvous with the Orient Clipper at this point and transfer over the cargo for prompt return to port and no marshal waiting to interfere.
Governor, it's such a pleasure to be associated with a man of your brains and high principles.
And my heart bleeds for the Bongo Marshal, the poor blighter.
Marshal, with your permission, may I use some of your passengers to load the provisions?
Yes, sure, if you can explain what's wanted.
Surely. 申报了，雷拉夫给申报了。
Captain, I'll get back and get the rest of the passengers.
These are your naturalization papers, unsigned.
Ah, then Mr. Bowden is the villain. Him and the other two. Oh, the marshal must be warned.
Warnings do him no good. That's why I don't marry him.
But I heard them say they're to put aboard a secret captain. Oh, you care not for this marshal man. I saw his ring and the looks between you. You've rejected him. I think you're daft.
Suppose you let me decide, huh?
Oh, if a man as he would so much as look at me, I would surely forget my porridge. And you've turned him down. Very well. I accept my opportunity.
Ellen!
Marshal! Marshal! Oh, it's me, Ellen Mary. Do you know of a secret captain?
Secret captain?
Aye, they are to seize the ship this night.
Right she is, Marshal. And now that you've conveniently released our cargo from your steerage basement, you can release me from this first-class break. Easy now, chummo. One wrong move and you get it. Or she does. Now, turn your back to me. Draw your gun slow-like with your left hand and place it gently on the desk. Now, walk backwards towards me. Easy. Now, unlock this door.
Marshal, here!
Get a doctor.
Here, let's give these blokes an helping hand.
Right you are, Mr. Mate.
Bowden,
Marshal, here?
I'm here, yes, and you're under arrest.
Well, I don't understand. I agreed to give you my fullest cooperation, didn't I?
I found your Argyle Trading Company. You're through, Bowden. Take him away, Sergeant. Another captain, a big man. Did he come here?
No, and I've been keeping a close watch.
Easy, passenger, blundering fools.
Well, mates acting as stevedores? Since when do officers handle cargo? Stand at attention when the captain addresses you.
Can't you blundering fools do anything right?
With him in the barrel, it can't float. And he can't swim. Oh, Harry. Always showing off, he is.
You see what I mean? Marriage with a marshal wouldn't be fair to any woman.
I'm beginning to see that myself.
California. Oh, I've traveled here, I've traveled there. I guess I've been most everywhere. But I like where I am today, and here is where I'll stay. Now, one thing I just can't endure is being broke and being poor. So I come west to take the cure, and here is where I'll stay. I've come to California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California. I've come to live where life is best, in the golden west. I'm gonna strike it rich in California.